right. I'm not sure whether or not you guys watched the show Adolescence, but incredible show. For those who didn't watch, it's a very deep, multi-layered, rich story. I won't even get into the plot. The acting's incredible, and it's about adolescence. However, for me, being a videographer, being in the content creation world, the coolest part about the show, hands down, is the fact that every single episode is one take. Hour-long episodes that are filmed with the camera just moving and flowing through the space. And it's not all in one space. It's like they get in cars, they drive to new spots, they're in a school, they're upstairs, they're downstairs, they're in this room, they're in that room, they're in a house, they get in the car, they go to the store. It is so clever and creative, and to think about how they must have staged that and filmed it like almost as if the actors were in a play and they all got one shot. I kept being like, wow, one actor forgetting their lines at 45 minutes in is killer for the whole show. I mean, it just puts a damper on everything everyone did before. But anyway, what it got me thinking as I was watching, of course I was watching with empathy for the characters and the incredible acting and the storyline and yes, all that. But I was also watching thinking, this style is so intriguing. Normally, when I film YouTube content, it's very different from that. It's chopped up, chip, chip, chop. I try to tighten all the pauses. I don't like there to be breaths and pauses. If I'm thinking of what I want to say next and I take a deep breath, like, and then I say the next line, I cut that out. And most of that is because I feel as if viewers don't want to hear that and people have the attention span of a gnat. So I figure, let's just keep this moving. But I couldn't help but wonder after watching that show, would it be interesting if there was a YouTube vlog that, say, did not stop, did not cut? I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do a full hour of my life here. I just don't know how interesting this is gonna be. But this is experimental for me, and I figure, is it kind of cool if I just keep rolling? Maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Was that my door? I thought the front door was opening. But is it cool if I just do a one-take vlog? You never know until you try in this world. And I'm getting a snack, so I just brought you into the kitchen. But I had a recent conversation with my content producer, Alyssa. We're going with a string cheese. We had this recent conversation about content and about how I love consuming content. And I actually think if you are going to be a good content creator, I unfortunately think you need to be a good content consumer as well. And you need to be in the zeitgeist and aware of what's happening online. And I don't know, you just have to be in it. But I was talking to her recently about how I feel genuinely like I don't know what my niche is on the internet. I also, to follow that up, don't feel like I have a niche. I actually feel like my niche, I've said this before, is just me. And I like that. I can be doing whatever I want in my content, and because it's me, that's my niche. And I love that. But I've been thinking recently about how when people really explode on TikTok or Instagram these days, it's because they have a style that's cool. And so just yesterday, I went to the beach and I was like, I'm gonna think of a style that's cool. And the first thing that popped into my head was Adolescence. I thought that's a style. Stylistically, that's so interesting. Very unique. It's not necessarily going to be fitting for Instagram or even TikTok, but for YouTube, would my YouTube followers want a one-take vlog? Just following me through my house. It's a random Thursday afternoon. I just recorded a podcast. Milo is out with my parents. Our nanny took Coco to go get some groceries. And I'm just at home. Michael's upstairs working. I don't have too many projects that I have to accomplish right this minute. I'm working on a handful of brand deals that require things to be sent to me before I can film. So I'm kind of in limbo land. I'm chewing on YouTube with my mouth open. But this is just a one-take wonder of a vlog. It's a nice-ish temperature outside. So I am considering maybe going to a park, going for a little walk, if you'd want to come with me there. But no pressure, meaning you can tune out of this video at any time. Full transparency, I actually recorded a version of this video yesterday when I was at the beach, because I got to the beach, I had the inspiration, and I just started recording. And do you know what happened? I got in the car. I don't really know where I'm going right now. I'm just taking you to the table because I want to sit. Let's lower you down. Pardon me. Technical difficulties. Okay. I got in the car and drove home, and then upon looking back at the footage during the edit, I realized that you can literally see my whole town, like every street sign. It was just so annoying. I started blurring the windows, which if we get in the car, I'm gonna blur the windows because I just, for privacy's sake, don't like it to be very apparent exactly where I am. But the whole ride home from the beach was clear, like every twist and turn of where I was going. And upon watching it back, I thought, this just isn't it. So we're doing it again today. Today's a little bit of a slower day anyway. I've had some time to digest. And now I'm just eating my string cheese. Trying again. See, like this long pause. This is normally what would be cut out of a YouTube vlog. I love the suburbs, you guys. It's so quiet. And I love when spring starts and you start to hear the birds. And you realize when you wake up in the morning and you hear birds, you realize that there are no birds in the winter. I don't know where they go, but they're not out chirping. And then spring comes and all of a sudden you hear them in the morning and you're like, wow, they're loud. I was just looking at this house. Have I ever told you guys the story of this house? You can't really see it, it's a little blurred, but let me tell you guys the story. Going up, beep, beep, beep. My phone's on a tripod right now. Okay, let me let you see this picture window here while I tell you this incredible story. So, when we first decided we wanted to live in this town, that house down there, it's a tan house, was the first house that Michael and I were shown by our realtor. When you're looking in a new town, like, you have no idea where you are on a map. You don't know where the town center is compared to the houses you're looking at. You don't know where each street leads and like what part of town you're in. Excuse me. So of course, when we looked at that house, I had no idea where we were at all. I just knew this is the first house in this town I'm looking at. And I looked at it, and it was a fine house. But I went onto the porch in the back. You can't really see, but the house is like lower down. I went out onto the back porch, and something about that backyard felt very sunken in to me. Like, it felt low, because when you looked up the hills, you could see all the other houses up there. And I remember standing on that porch with Michael looking up saying, this house is nice, but I don't like this type of backyard. And I looked up the hill and I pointed to a house up the hill and I said, I want to be in that house, not this house. Anyway, after we looked at that house, it was the end of our search. We told our realtor we actually don't want to leave New York City just yet, so we're going to pick up the search next year, and we put everything on pause. Fast forward, a year goes by. Our realtor has shown us now like 7 other houses in this town, and then she finds this house. So we come to this house, we love it, we buy it. Keep in mind, I still have no idea where I am on a map. I don't have any reference of like the other houses we looked at, where they were in relation to this house. I just bought this house. And this window right here, as you can see, it's full of trees, branches. In the summertime, this window is green. You've probably seen it on my social media. Like any single time you look out this window, you just see green and you can't see the other houses down there in the summer. And we moved into our house in the summer. So August 2023, we get here, we look around, we see greenery. Did I just spit cheese? See, that's a moment I would have cut out in a standard YouTube video, but I guess it's staying. Anyway, I'm looking out the window and I see greens and I'm like, this is gorgeous. Then our first winter comes and all the leaves fall off and I can see through the trees, and I come to the window and I look down at that house and I'm staring at it for a long time thinking, why have I seen this house? Something about the back porch, very familiar. And I realize, let me go check. I can see what street that house is on. So I say, let me go check with the realtor in my email and see if that was the first house that we ever looked at. So I went back and lo and behold, the house I could see from my window down there was the first house we ever looked at. And it was the house that I stood on the porch of and looked up the hill and said, I want to live in that house up there. And that house up there is this house that I'm standing in right now, that I bought. You guys, isn't that pretty cool? I mean, it doesn't happen every day that you say something and then it happens. I mean, pretty freaking cool. Anyway, we're gonna go now. I definitely want to try to take a little walk. Okay. I had to unclip my tripod very carefully because sometimes it just turns off the recording and we don't want that right now. So, pop you right here. Let's see what shoes I'd like to put on for this walk. Definitely these. We'll have a good white sneaker. Not really a walking sneaker, but lifestyle. These are from Dolce Vita. Very comfortable, and I wear them with everything. I really do wonder what the weather is because my phone is recording, so I cannot check the weather app. So I think I will preemptively bring a jacket. And I'm just warning you guys, when I get in the car, I probably am gonna blur some of the video just so that, you know, any street signs I'm passing, I can preserve some privacy. We're ready. We're ready. Come with me. Okay. Car key. Oops, I have a package. What do you know? Spring is starting to spring. Let me show you these flowers. You know what these are? They're They're perennials. And anyone that has flowers, give me a second. It happened. It happened again. This happened yesterday too. The moment I got in my car, it all hooked up to my car. And so technically we paused for 1 second, but you guys get the gist. This is still a one-take vlog. Literally nothing has happened between then and now. Once you buy a house, you realize that perennials and annuals are kind of the same thing. I don't know how to describe it, but like perennials means that they come up annually, and annuals mean that you need to plant them. Wait, forget it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I just want to go for a little walk and get a little bit of fresh air, because what a beautiful time of year. I love this time of year when spring is coming out and the air feels so much warmer than it ever did, and you just feel inspired to move. And honestly, something about getting outside, it just reframes your whole mindset of whatever you were thinking all day and just brings joy. I love driving around outside. I just love it. By the way, I normally do not like to vlog while I'm driving. This is an exception, and I'm not looking at you. I'm very focused on the road. But I normally don't condone this behavior, so do not model your life after me. You wanna know what I love about the suburbs? I really feel such a sense of community in this particular suburb. And the great thing is that most, if not all, of the friends that I'm making and the people I'm meeting who are my age are at the exact same stage of life that I'm at. Maybe their kids are a year younger or a year older, and they even themselves could be 2, 3, 4, 10 years older. I actually have a very close friend in town who just turned 40, and I'm 32. So some of these people are not my age, but we are in the same stage of life, and the amount of overlap of what we have in common is next level. And it really makes hanging out and communicating and spending time together very enjoyable and comforting and nice. So that's one of my favorite things about living in the burbs. Okay, we made it to this little park. And I would love to just walk around. How long has this been in the car for? And can I take a sip? A little flat. Still a good taste though. Actually, LaCroix sent me these the other day. The flavor is called Sunshine. I was so confused. Like, what is Sunshine? But apparently, Sunshine tastes like citrus. That's how I would describe it. Okay, let's get out. Let's really pray this does not stop recording. Okay, I got you. You know how first thing in the morning, getting outside and getting morning sun exposure is supposed to be prime time for health in every way? Setting your circadian rhythm, helping with sleep, helping with energy levels. I don't know. There's a million things that scientists say early sun exposure can do for you. And I remember living in New York City and having, no balcony, no outdoor space, and thinking it's impossible to get outside because what a hassle to like go down multiple flights, and what am I gonna like step on the street of New York City in my pajamas? No, like I have to get dressed. It's a big thing. So I never did it, and I would always tell myself, when I live in the suburbs, I will get that morning sun exposure. It's gonna happen. And you know what, guys? Here I am. I have a back porch. I've got a balcony door, to walk out onto it. And I still can't figure out how to get morning sun exposure. It's like, especially in the winter, it's kind of the last thing that I ever want to do in the morning is open my door and step outside when I'm cold. Like I come down in a sweatshirt and sweatpants, and I just really don't want to do that. Look at how adorable this park is. Very nice spot. And of course, you can hear the birds. You guys ever film yourself in public and wonder what people are thinking when you walk past them holding your phone up? Do you ever wonder? I normally try to forget about it, but sometimes I do. I do question it, I'll be honest. Hey. That's one of those awkward moments that, like, if I was filming a vlog and then a person walked past and I said, hi, I would most certainly cut it from the YouTube video. But you guys are lucky today. You get to see all the awkward interactions. Those dogs are cute. See, I wonder if she thinks I'm on FaceTime with someone. Probably not, because I'm holding the camera horizontally and nobody talks on FaceTime this way. What are you gonna do? YOLO. I have been having kind of a resurgence. I don't know the right word. I've been having like a reinvigoration. Nope, still not the right word. I've been having a rekindling of my love, who knows if that's the right word, for speaking about entrepreneurship and business and discussing content creation and how to be a content creator and how to monetize as a content creator. It's a topic that I feel so passionately about. And just the other day, I was on a panel for Women's History Month all about how to make money as a content creator. And I really didn't think, I haven't spoken about that publicly in a while, because I used to sell courses and teach and coach on this, and then more recently I went down the path of being like, I actually don't want to teach about that. I more so just want to do it without teaching. And then when this brand asked me to be on the panel, I was like, I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna go back to this. And I realized how much I love talking about content creation, and it sort of goes back to what I said at the very beginning of this video, where I was saying, in order to be a content creator, I think you need to be, an avid content consumer. And I believe that to my core. I do. I don't know where I was going with that. I really lost my train of thought, but I'm kind of feeling this renewed sense of energy about doing some more, I don't know whether it's speaking engagements or creating some more content about the act of being a content creator. And I guess I'm just starting to realize that more than ever, the field of being a content creator is such a pervasive space that it's A, not going anywhere, and B, so highly coveted by young people. Like, I keep hearing of people being like, oh, my niece says she wants to be a content creator, or my young cousin says she wants to be this and that. And it's interesting, like, that wasn't, give me a second, nice little walk, but I really don't want this to turn off when I put it in, so hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. It really wasn't a thing when I was young, or even when there were influencers in the world, like in maybe the year 2016 to 2020. I don't think a lot of the young people were aspiring for it to be their career. Even if they were starting to watch them, it was like so rare to have success financially in this space that people were not really chasing after it. And now, every time I get in the car, this AC comes on so loud. Now it's like so many people have proven that this is a viable career option. Not only viable, but lucrative if done properly. And so now a lot of people are saying that this is what they want to do. And what's amazing about it is that you really just don't need a lot to get started. Any single person can get started in this field. And I really do believe if you have the business savvy or the entrepreneurial spirit, you can do this, and it can be really both fun and life-changing, and just making money while having a good time. I keep thinking about how short our lives are. We just are here for such a teeny amount of time in the scope of everything. And yet everyone's life seems to be revolved around their work. You know, myself included. I'm not taking myself out. But we all put so much weight and attention and energy into who are we? What do we do for work? That's the first question people ask when they meet you. What do you do? And yet so many people in society have jobs that they just don't like. I'm not talking about the people who have a job that they don't mind. Like, I don't think everyone needs to be doing what is their most creative, passionate expression of themselves. For some people, they have found a niche area that they're really good at, that they somewhat like, and that brings them a lot of money and brings them a lot of, joy to just show up every day and do this one niche area that they kind of like. And I think that's fine. I'm not saying you have to find your passion. No. But the people who are miserable, like really hate their job, that is so sad to me because of the amount of time that our jobs take up in our day. And, I even see it with some close friends in my life. The amount of time that's lost to their relationship, or the amount of time that's lost to their family or friends because they're just like in this miserable, crazy hours work environment, and I don't know if they feel trapped or they feel like there's not a lot of options. But I don't really know where I'm going with this, because I'm definitely not suggesting that they become content creators. Obviously, not everyone wants to do this at all, but it does just always remind me of how many other options there are out there, and how we don't need to be hating our lives, in my opinion. I want to go check out my garden for a second. Do you want to come with me? I guess you have no choice. Okay, come. Don't turn off. Okay. Let's go. Welcome to the garden. In the winter, I came in here because I realized that I did not fully de-root, I don't know the word, but I didn't fully pull out all the crops that I should have pulled out. Here, let me put you here. Sorry, you're leaning against chicken wire. Okay. In the winter, I realized I didn't take everything out, and I still have, like, for example, this right here. Oh, it's very pliable now, but I'll show it to you in a second. It's just like a naked stalk that was rosemary, and it used to be fully, completely, you know, filled with rosemary leaves. I forgot to pull it out at the end of the fall, and so going into the winter, I had a few things that were still in here that basically froze. And one day in the winter, I came out here and I was like, let me clean up this garden. And I went to pull this exact piece out that I'm touching right here, and it was frozen solid. And I was like, now I have to leave it all winter, and I guess when the ground thaws, I'll pull it out. Today seems like the perfect day for that. So here's this. This is what I'm talking about. Now it's easy as pie to get this out. I'm not wearing gloves or anything, so I don't particularly want to touch the soil, but there you go. This was my rosemary. And pretty soon I'm gonna have the ladies who built this garden for me come back, and we've already discussed what crops they're putting in here for, you know, spring into summer. And I'm really excited about that. I've decided I want mostly vegetables and fruits, and mostly like foods, not so much lettuce. Last year we had all this lettuce, and I guess I discovered that I'm not much of a lettuce eater. So I was trying to figure out ways. I had a few salads, but I just was like, I don't really make salads at home. So I was giving bundles of lettuce to neighbors and people, and I was like, I think I would rather more eggplants this time around. And then the next very exciting thing in my yard, and then we'll wrap this up because who's to say anyone is enjoying this right now? But my hydrangea bushes are kind of my pride and joy. Not that I have done literally anything to make them what they are, but our landscaping people come at the end of the fall and they deadhead them like this, and then you can see the greens starting to come out in different spots. And I will keep you guys posted on YouTube over the course of spring into summer, but if it looks like it did the last time this happened, all of a sudden these 1, 2, 3 bushes are just going to burst with the most beautiful blue, purple, pastel-y colored hydrangea flowers, and it's gorgeous. Anyway, I was gonna go around the back, but it's probably locked, so we'll go in the front. I love the smell of this air. It smells so good. Okay. We really need to re-landscape. to the quiet. Wonder what time everyone's getting home. I really wonder what time. Just in the mood for a good clean, you know? Okay, now I could keep you with me, but I really need to pee. And I don't think you just wanna hear the tinkle sound, so I think I'm gonna send you on your way. Please, if you watch this all the way through, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of it. It was fun for me. I hope I got some cohesive thoughts out. I really just chatted off the cuff. Didn't have much planned, but let me know if you enjoyed it because I'm happy to do it again. Honestly, it's a lot easier for me as a vlog than filming multiple moments of my day and stringing it together. Sorry, I'm on my computer. I wasn't trying to ignore you, but I am trying to wrap up some projects. As I was saying, it is a little easier for me than a standard vlog, and I had fun doing it. So drop a comment, let me know what you thought, and I guess I'll see you next time on my YouTube channel.